ksb3, the snowshoe race, is a chance for the player to use their knowledge and understanding of the relationship between K value and R value in order to win a relay race. Let's take a look at the relay race. So we have two legs in the relay race. We start at the starting shack. So we select a backpack, and that backpack has a warm liquid container in it. It also has a liner, and the liner has an R value, and the whole backpack has a weight. So the greater the R value, then the less heat is lost. So the idea is to deliver the container of warm liquid to the relay station at the center of the race. That's the end of leg one, and deliver that with as warm a liquid as we can. So we have three different packs that we can choose from. Each has a different R value and each has a different weight. So the heavier the pack is, the more energy we burn in running in our snowshoes, and the greater the R value, then the less heat loss that we have. So those are our considerations to come up with what we think is going to be the best of the three packs to use to take our liquid from the start to the relay station. Then at the relay station we change packs again, and our liquid container goes into a new pack, and in this case we have two liners. So all three packs have a different weight, all three packs have different liners, and again the objective is to figure out, well, which pack is going to have the best R value, lose heat the slowest, while also not being too heavy to run up the slope and deliver at the end of the second leg to the first aid shack number 2. Along the way we have some choices that we can make. So there's a river, frozen river, that we have to run across in leg number 1. We have a bridge that we can use, and then we don't have to worry about the river. Or we might want to try going in across the river. There are places where the river might have enough ice strength to hold us, but if we fall through the ice, then we're automatically going to be repositioned back at the beginning and have to start over. So that's a risk to judge. In the second leg, when we leave the relay station headed up the slope, then if we go directly toward the first aid shack number 2, it's up a very steep slope, and we run the risk of possibly triggering an avalanche. And if we do trigger an avalanche, then again we're going to be repositioned all the way back down at the beginning of that leg at the relay station. And the alternative is to go the longer route around to the side and up the slope and avoid the possible avalanche. So then those are choices that we can make. Our superphone gives us some hints, so when we're getting ready to start stage 1, we can see these hints, and we're being told that we're going to deliver this container of hot liquid, and we're concerned with choosing the best pack, and then reminders about the key combinations that we can use. Our notes again shows us what stage we're in and the number of things that we have solved or not for various packs, and what our award count is. So let's go over and look at a pack. So we have 3 packs, and we can see here on our kiosk at the back of our station here that we have information about each of these packs, telling us what the liner material is: hardboard, rubber, plywood, the thickness of the material, the K value of the material, and the weight of the pack. So the formula that we use for determining R value is equal to the thickness of the material divided by the thermal conductivity, the K value. And the thickness, again, needs to be converted. It's given in inches here. It needs to be converted to feet. So we need to divide our inches by 12 to tell us what the thickness is in feet. So our R value is equal to our thickness in feet divided by the thermal conductivity, and we can see that we're given those for each of these. So what we want to do is we want to pick up a pack. Let's say I wanted to pick up the red pack. So I'm going to get close enough here and left click on it. And when I do, I get the pack put on, and I have a chance to, or I have a requirement to solve for the R value of the red pack. I can't do anything with the red pack in terms of taking off and starting this part of the race, even though it looks like I can, because until I solve at least one of these packs, then it doesn't matter if I start the race or not. I'm not going to earn any points for having done that. So I need to solve at least one of these packs. Now it's to my advantage as a player to solve all 3 packs. First of all, I need to know what's the R value. So to do that, I should solve them. So I'll get out my calculator and a piece of paper and a pencil, and I'm sit down and solve the R value for each of these packs, and then enter these in. And again, like in ksb1 or ksb2b, we earn more points if we solve them, if we enter in the value here correctly the first time. And if we need a second chance to do that, then we earn fewer points. And if we need more than 2 chances, we don't get any extra energy points at all. So we're definitely going to want the energy points because we're going to burn a lot of energy running in this race. Now I can hit cancel, and if I do, then it's going to put the pack back. I can pick up the blue pack. I can also hit the letter Q, as we know, to drop items. So what I want to do before I do anything else is I want to figure out what the R values are and then correctly answer these questions, and then choose which pack do I want based upon the weight and its R value to start this first leg of the race. So for this example, I've only calculated the value of the R pack, so you can see that my energy award is relatively small. I'm starting this leg of the race with 165 energy points. And my competitor over here in blue is ready to go. So what I do to start the race is I just run anywhere through this stage start. And as soon as I do, I can see that my trainer that I'm competing with is off and running. So he's going to continue on. Now my choices are I can head over to the bridge and go in that direction, or I could choose to take a more direct path and choose a much riskier, possibly falling through the ice, taking the shortcut. Either way, so I'm going to continue on and race against my competitor to get to the relay point. So here I am coming into the relay point, and I've taken the bridge route, and I can see that my competitor, the trainer, is right behind me. So I just barely beat him, and I crossed the finish line for this stage, and my pack goes away. And if I take a look at my notes, I can see okay, I've calculated the red pack. I've just gotten an award, and my award is for finishing the first leg, and I was the first one. So that variable is set to true. Now I'm on stage 2. So I get extra points for being first in each of the legs, and more points for being first in both of the legs. I can see that my temperature of my liquid that I delivered was 62.49 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's another comparison about the kind of energy points that I'm going to be earning at the end, and also my elapsed time. It took me 2 minutes and 3 seconds to complete this leg. So now I'm going to select my pack for the segment number 2. And again, I have 3 different packs, and I'm going to need to determine the R value for both liners. So in the case of the blue pack, for example, the one liner is hardboard, the other liner is polystyrene, and the hardboard liner has a thickness of 0.25 inches and a K value of 0.0866, which I should be familiar with from my first leg. And then my second liner is polystyrene, and it has a 1-inch thickness with a K value of 0.0173. So what I need to do is I need to again use my calculator and a piece of paper and a pencil, and calculate the R value of each of the 2 liners, and then R total is R1 plus R2. So I add the 2 R values together, and that gives me R total for the pack. And again, I'm concerned with the relationship between the R value of the pack and how warm it's going to keep my liquid and its weight. So I can see that there's a pretty good difference between my pack that's 42 pounds and my pack that's only 36 pounds, for example. Because the heavier the pack, the more energy that I burn. Especially in this case, I'm going to be going up the slope. So I'm going to calculate the value of the pack that I want what I should do is calculate all three, because I get the benefit of the extra points from doing the calculations. So I'm going to make my calculation here and select a pack. Okay, so I have selected a pack and I am ready to start the leg. Now, I know from looking at my map the general direction that I want to go in. But something that can assist me here in this leg, it's a little more difficult. I can't readily see the shack that I'm going to, is if I hit the I key, as we use to show info, then it reveals a compass. And that compass is going to show me where north is, and it's also going to show me where the location that I'm headed to is by this green arrow. So the green arrow always points to the reference that I am supposed to achieve next. As I go into the stage, I'm going to see that the green arrow and my orange arrow, which is my heading, won't necessarily be the same. So I use my I key, which is how we toggle info on and off, to use my compass, if that can help me identify where I'm supposed to go. So I know that in general that it's headed downrange here. Okay, so I'm ready. I'm going to start again, off on the second leg. So I'm not going to risk going up this steep slope in front of me here and triggering the avalanche. So instead I'm going to take the longer route around the side. And I can see if I toggle on my info that now my orange arrow is showing me my heading, the direction that I'm going in, and the green arrow is showing me the reference point that I need to go to. And there's my competitor catching his breath. So I need to get going. So I'm going to go around this mountain outcropping here. And I can see it's quite a view here from the top of this box canyon, looking out over the rest of the course. So I can see there's the relay station where I headed up the hill from, and far off down at the other end of the course is the starting point. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to continue here this last distance and cross the finish line and deliver my pack filled with warm liquid. There we go. So I can see that it took me 4 minutes and 12 seconds, a time that I'm sure that you'll beat. My total score is 382, and my container temperature is 112.30. So I can look on my notes and I can see that it's telling me I earned 3 awards. There's 3 achievements, mostly based on the fact that I was first for both the first and second stages. And then here's what I did in terms of my performance. So I didn't have the benefit in terms of my score of calculating all of these extra packs, which I should have done because it would have made a big difference. And I didn't earn anything from my solving the green pack because clearly I had some calculation difficulties and it took me 6 attempts. So that's definitely not what I want. I want to solve them all correctly on the first attempt, and I want to solve all the packs.